Hello, it's Friday night. It's kind of like a staying in night now, isn't it, really? Friday the 26th of February 2021. A very good evening to you, gang, and welcome to this evening's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from Bracknell in Berkshire. It is actually, it's like Friday night is like a staying in night now. I wonder for how much longer. You know, I was just talking to manager at Central Station, my very good friend Guy, earlier on, and we were trying to sort of work out when pubs and things will open again safely. Of course, there's no point in opening these things if it can't be safe. You know, if you if you're going to go out and loads of people get COVID and die again, they'll all soon be closed again, won't they? So we mustn't rush these things, I feel. You know, really shouldn't rush things. And just people just are obsessed by numbers, especially the BBC. Always going on about their blooming numbers all the time, aren't they? We spoke about that the other day. And people see numbers, for example, people getting ill, getting less and less and less. But you've got to remember there's no one going out. So when people start going out, will it start going up again? And in which case, it was a mistake. At some point, we have to go out again, I suppose. I mean, if we've tried everything and every time we have a lockdown, then we have the lockdown finishes and it starts going up again. And if we just keep going around like that, then there's no point, is there, really? You know, I think you have to sort of give it a bit of a time limit. But we have got the old vaccines. I don't know, lots of people have been having a vaccine, including myself. I had my first one. Very, very minor side effects. The Astra spaceship one. The Astra satellite. Yeah, it's a satellite, isn't it, Astra? That's where Sky cometh, isn't it? The Sky cometh from Astra. 1A. What? They've got loads of them up there now, haven't they? Remember when we first had Sky television? There was only one satellite. That's all there was. Astra 1A, that was it, I think. And then gradually they got more and more, all in the same sort of position. Hey, isn't that fantastic? Don't you think? They stick a satellite up into space, right, going around the Earth, and it stays in the same place. How is that even possible? I'm just amazed at technology, I really am. Anyway, some messages coming in. If you want to join in this evening, a very good evening to you. The chat box is there to talk amongst yourselves, so don't go into the chat box. Just send us a text. 07451 287 337 is my text number, okay? 07451 287 337, or you can send an email. There's my email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. There's a phone number as well, which will be opening shortly, gang. So you'll be able to call in as well if you want to. So I'll just read some of the early messages coming through on the show this morning. Good morning good evening, rather, to Paul in Cornwall. Good evening to you, sir. He has jab in 2 weeks' time. He's getting his first injection in 2 weeks' time. So good luck with that, Paul. I'm sure it'll be all right. Mike in Brighton says, good evening, handsome. Are you talking about yourself? Surely not about me, lovey. Well, I'm just old and decrepit now, dear. Old and decrepit. Old and decrepit. That's me now. Hello to you, Mike in Brighton. Hello to Fran Green. Good evening, Fran. Jeff Burley's there. Evening, thank you, Jeff. Oh, we've got one of these on today. Another cheap jacket. Oh, talking of jackets, good news. Good news. You remember I ordered 2 jackets from Joom, Joom, a couple of weeks ago. Got to be about 5 weeks ago now, as long as that. Yeah. And they didn't come. One came, and I opened the packet, and there was a jacket in it, but it wasn't the one I ordered. It is the same size. It's the same size as I ordered, but it wasn't the one that I ordered. Couldn't be much more different. It was like leaves, like actually cannabis leaves. Not green, but brown ones. They look like cannabis leaves. Okay, like tomato plant leaves. Very, very similar indeed. So that came. So I complained about that, and they refunded me. But I ordered 2. So I said, well, there's only one in a packet. And I got this message back from customer services, who, give them their due, replied fairly quickly. Joom, Joom, right? And they said, oh, it's coming in 2 separate packets. These are the tracking numbers. So I clicked on one, and that was the one that already arrived. That came from Herpes. Surprising, really, that it ever arrived, to be honest. And the other one was supposed to come via the post office. So I clicked on the post office one. Oh, delivered. So when I contacted the customer service, it was Thursday. Apparently, this was delivered on the Monday, 4 days earlier. And I'm like, well, there's nothing here. Yeah, it was track and trace, okay, but not signed for, okay? So they said to me, okay, you need to contact the post office about that. Here is a tracking number. And when they come back to you, please send us a screenshot of the reply that they gave you, which I'll read to you now so you understand what has gone on there. If I can blooming well find it again. Where are you, June? No, not June. We're looking for the Royal Mail, aren't we now? Oh, where is that? Oh, gosh, it's not there. Oh, is that it? That could be it. Here we go. I haven't got the message from the post office. That's disappeared somewhere. That must be another email. Oh, maybe I've typed in Royal Mail. Hang on a minute. Royal Mail. Will it find that? Oh, yeah, that could be it. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Thank you for your email. This is from Royal Mail. I'm sorry to hear of the problem you've had with Royal Mail item tracked, number reference and the number. I can fully understand your frustration that your item hasn't been received when our records show it's been delivered. Now, this is fair enough. Took them 3 days to reply, okay? I've checked our tracking records and can see your item was delivered at your address on the 5th. I knew all this, 15th of February, and it gives the time and all that. The GPS tracking information obtained confirms this. I have, however, reported this issue to the manager of the delivery office and recorded your complaint. Your item isn't a product that needs to be signed for when delivered. It may have been posted through the letterbox. Nope. Or accepted by someone other than the intended recipient at the delivery address. No, it wasn't. I have 3 neighbours that will take in a parcel for me. None of them have got it. So it wasn't delivered. You haven't delivered it to anyone in my little row of houses. And I've got a camera as well. And there was nothing on the camera for the time you said that someone had been here. So that's all BS as well, isn't it? Anyway, it goes on to say I'd advise you to check with other people at the address in the first instance. If your item still hasn't been received, I advise you to contact the sender, as it's often quicker for them to make a claim. And it goes on a little bit with rules and regulations, all bullshit, BS stuff. Okay, so that's enough there. Anyway, that's it. So they asked me, the Joom people, JOOM, asked basically for a screenshot of that email which I sent them, and within an hour they'd refunded me the money. So fair enough. Fair enough, but a shame really. It was a shame because these jackets were more colourful than this one. They were really nice, but they didn't arrive. Now I could order them again, but I've got... Do you know what I mean? You think, oh well, I mean, is that going to happen again? So what's the point? What's the point? So I might have a look around for another one. It was about 52 quid for these 2 jackets. Low quality, but you know, they're okay for wearing, doing something like this. But 52 quid, it's not an insignificant amount of money to lose, is it? But it's back now, so all well and happy. So well done, June, with your customer service. Well done to the post office for replying me so quickly. Fair enough, it was all cleared up. Just disappointed I didn't get them because I thought they'd look really good on here. But there you go. I'll have a look around for some other ones now and be done with it. All right. Thank you, Jeff. Good evening to Alan Ross. Hello to you, watching while prepping for his show tonight. Alan Ross is on Reach On Air tonight at midnight. Thank you, Alan. He said if it actually stays connected tonight, I don't think you're on Brandon on Thursday, isn't it? So good luck with that one tonight there, Alan. I don't know what's going on there. I've only had the problem, I think it's either once or twice. That's since I rejoined Reach back in early November, wasn't it? Yeah, I've only had the problem twice, I think. Once I was cut off near the end of the show. That was it, about 10 minutes before the end. And the other time, I can't remember. I don't think I could get on. I think it went dead. It went dead to everyone. So just one of those things, I suppose. Evening to Jason Hughes. A little bit frustrating, of course. Not the fact that you can't get on. The fact that you can't get on. And, of course, you've done all that work getting ready for a show. I know up at our Lincolnshire television studio complex, otherwise known as the Caravan, we had some real internet issues around this time, I think it was around April, May last year. Oh, it was horrendous. It just kept going down. Because up at the caravan, I have no incoming cable. It's all over 4G. Now, when it works, it's fantastic. Decent up speed of about 50. Decent up speed of about 25. Down speed of about 40. It's fantastic. And it works really well. Why shouldn't it? It's just like glorified Wi-Fi, isn't it? But it went for a period where it just kept going. And it was driving me mad. One of the, I'll tell you what, Alan. One of the things that would set it off, right? And I realised this. One Saturday morning we were doing a show. Okay? And I heard the gas man. Now, the gas man at the caravan site, it's a big lorry that comes around with all the gas bottles round. Anyway, and he stopped outside my caravan and the signal went. I didn't put two and two together at first. Oh, don't say this has gone off. Anyway, it didn't come back, so we couldn't carry on doing the show. The moment the van went, the signal came back on. So he obviously, you think of it, a van full of metal canisters and things like that. It literally blocked the signal, and that was that. So it's funny, isn't it? Anyway, hope you're okay tonight there. Evening to Jason Hughes. Mike says, check with Kevin the cat. Maybe he took to... It's not Kevin, dear. Gary the cat, dear. Gary the cat. It's not Kevin. Where did you get Kevin from, Mike? Are you paying full attention to this programme? I do hope so, dear. I hope I'm not on in the background. Not like a radio show. We need full attention. You know, look at me as if you're watching, I don't know, something interesting on the telly. Pretend this is interesting. And you might be able to understand. It's Gary the cat, who incidentally has found a new way into the house. Did I tell you this last week? I can't remember now. I came into the house the other day, and sometimes he follows me in the front door, so you've got to close it quickly if you don't want him in. Gary the cat isn't mine, incidentally. If you're new to the show, this is not my cat. It's a cat who lives quite close by, but he comes and goes as he pleases. He gets one meal from me a day, well, a couple of meals, one packet of food a day and some biscuits he gets. And he's there every night he's there waiting for that packet of food. He is such a friendly, gorgeous cat, and I adore him. But he's not mine. Anyway, so I've come into the house, closed the door, done some stuff in the kitchen, come through into the hallway, closed the kitchen door, come upstairs in here and switched on my computer. Right? And I'm doing something on there. And at the corner of my... bloody cat's in here. How have you got in here? Anyway, I went downstairs. No, the doors are closed. I thought, I wonder if he was in here before. Come back up the stairs and his towel disappeared into my bedroom. Right? Followed him into the bedroom and I'd left the bedroom window open. Now, I've just had air conditioning installed in the bedroom. So there's now a fan. Okay? There's now a fan. Well, as I've gone into the bedroom, he jumped onto the window ledge, jumped onto the air conditioning fan, then jumped onto the shed roof and sat down and just looked at me. He's found a new way in. Well, I won't be able to have that window open anymore, especially not at night. Anything could happen, dear. Now that someone could climb onto that wall, climb onto the fence, those nasty lads up the road in what I call the drugs garage, where there was a very strange smell of that horrible smoke stuff coming out of that, the marijuana stuff. Oh, I can't bear the smell. Can't stand it. Any of those lads in there could see the cat come up and then jump on that shed and then onto the air conditioning and into my room. Who knows what would happen? Can't have that window open anymore. God. Thank you, Michael. Hello to Clarissa. Hello, Clarissa. Sit tight, darling. They are on their way to me. Now, Clarissa's been very naughty. Because she advised me about this website. Excuse me, may I blow my nose? Because she advised me about this thing, Joom, and then I told her, I said, well, they've mucked up. They've said they delivered and one's arrived and isn't what it was. The other one didn't get here at all and they said it'd been delivered. She's only gone and ordered them for me. Can you believe that? Shocking. Extra large. You have to, if you order anything from China, order a size or even two, a size up, because they're only small people, the Chinese, aren't they? You don't see many great big Chinese people like that. Only me. Only me. Hello to Amelia Phillips. I was at Yeah, he tripped over the words then, dear. Evening, Chris. I've just had a fish and chip takeaway. I was at marshalling. Marshalling was the word I was looking for there today for the vaccines. And some lady got aggressive and started swearing at me. Well, just hit her. Just hit her. I don't understand what these people do. There's no point in talking to them. Just hit her, dear. Be done with it. I only asked if she was going to get her vaccine done. Aren't they funny people, Amelia? You know, and you're not even being paid for that, are you? It just amazes me how people get so aggressive with stuff all the time, really. Funny, aren't they? Stupid people. You know, you're trying to do them a favour. I've seen people in shops and that, and they get all funny, don't they? I try not to get involved in stuff, really. I think it's better off not to get involved, but sometimes it just gets a bit much and you feel the need to say something. I'm in a bit of a Facebook argument at the moment, funnily enough, on a group that I am on. We Are the Black Cap, over the use of the word queer. I can't stand that word queer. I think it's a horrible word, but they've adopted this word, this particular group, and I can't stand it. Can't bear it. But I'm one of those people that for years and years have just put up with stuff. You know, I never used to say, oh, let's just get on with it. Just ignore that. And I thought, no, I'm not going to ignore it anymore. I'm going to say something this time. So I did. Well, it's created rows left, right and centre. And the rows kind of go into different directions. That's nothing to do with the original problem. Never mind, dear. What's the text? 07451 287 337. If you haven't been here for a while, gang, just let you know that is a new text number, okay? It's a new text number. 07451 287 337. So feel free to join in like that. Hello to Gary Bond Ross. Hello, Gary Bond Ross this evening. Have you got a different name? Who's Gary Bond? Don't change your names. That gets very confusing, dear. Can we just stick to one name? And can you just stick to one method of communication as well? Sometimes people send the stuff on there and on there and it's the same message. Very, very confusing. Very confusing. I'd like to talk tonight. We were talking about weight then, weren't we? We're talking about weight. As you know, gang, my usual weigh-in and the other people on our list here is on a Wednesday. However, on Wednesday, my scales broke, my electronic scales broke, and I had to get the mechanical ones out. And I told you that my weight on the mechanical scales this week, because I felt I had done really well, because we had Lent, and I immediately cut out all the bread products, crisps and sweets, ice cream, all gone, all out the window. Okay, all out the window. It's difficult for 2 weeks. I can't lie to you, for the first week it's very difficult. For the first few days it's really hard. Then it slightly gets a little bit easier. The first week is difficult, the second week is a bit easier, and then eventually you'll get used to not having bread and crisps and sweets. And it will become much easier to walk past these things. I know, because I've done it several times before. I really do. Anyway, I told you my weight on the thing was reading 12 stone, 13 pounds. That is on the mechanical scales. So a different set of scales that I have been using, because the other ones are broken. It wasn't the battery. Right. Now, the week before, I was 13 stone, 6.2. So that was a good loss. But I did tell you that it was a different set of scales, and I'd ordered some more electronic ones, and indeed I did. And I weighed myself this morning, and it is a drop. And it's a decent drop. I am actually slightly higher than the mechanical ones. It says 13 stone 1.6. So I've still got a good drop there. So 6.2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So a good drop of just a touch over £5 in a week. So I'm well pleased about that. That will be probably the only time I go down £5 in a week. That first week is usually quite good. And then it kind of levels off a bit. All right. So that is my correction there. This week I'm 13 stone, 1.6. If I'm really lucky, I might dip below the 13 next week. I reckon 13.5, shall we say? That would be 1.6, 0.6. Oh, that would be £1, wouldn't it? 13.5, something like that. I reckon maybe £1 or £2 this week. So fingers crossed with that. Okay, Amelia's 16 stone 7 now. She's cut out sugar, which is help her losing weight as well. Excellent. What's my favourite food? Probably beans on toast, I would think. Beans on toast. Chips. I like chips. I like chips from the chip shop. Not bleeding French fries, dear. I mean, what are they? French fries? No, proper chips from the chip shop. You know, in a piece of paper and you put the vinegar on. I'm not keen on chips in polystyrene boxes because they sweat, don't they? Oh, it's horrible. Oh, no. And the vinegar just, it gathers in the bottom. No, chips in some sort of paper. It can be newspaper, although the ink does come off, and I've never been quite sure how good that is for you. Just normal white paper, and they wrap it around, or you get a little parcel to take out. It's always quite nice, isn't it? Chips like that. Anyway, off we go, gang. First of all, game shows. Game shows. Are there any game shows that you miss and you'd like to see come back? Now, I've got the subject. Good evening, Maureen. Hello, Maureen, darling. All right, hello, Maureen. She's in London this morning. Good evening, Maureen. I bring up the subject of game shows, and I did do this morning. So if you were listening this morning, apologies to you, but this is going to come again because we have a different audience on the talk show. A lot of people listen to the talk show and they don't listen to the radio show. So I'm going to do this one again. Okay. Last night I watched a bit of Gordon Ramsay's Bank Balance. This is supposed to be the new all singing, all dancing quiz game show on BBC One. And I was very excited about this. I've been waiting for a couple of weeks for this, okay? And I was excited because of the success they've made with The Wheel. Now, The Wheel hosted by Michael Mcintyre, of course. He wrote that himself, and he had the idea when he was in the bath. Now, it's funny, because I often get ideas when I'm in the swimming pool, which is why I've completely run out of ideas now, because I haven't been swimming for a while. All that being said, I saw this woman on the telly this morning. She's got one of those put-up swimming pools in her garden, right? So it's like like 4 poles in each corner, and then this almost like a giant bag held in the middle, all along the poles along the top, filled with water. And what she does is she puts this elastic band round her waist. Well, it looks like an elastic, something like an elastic band, like a harness type thing. And then she swims, and that thing makes her go. And if she stops swimming, it pulls her back. What a fantastic idea. I've got ideas myself. Yeah. I mean, obviously, if it was... I don't know how that works. If it was like cold like it was, you wouldn't be able to have because the water would just split the unit, wouldn't it? I would imagine. Does it need to be enclosed? I'm not sure that you do need to have it enclosed. And the reason for that is, I tell you why I say that. I've done a couple of jobs in France years ago, DJing, right? And this particular place, I think it was Les Alpes de Huse. Did you hear the French accent there? Les Alpes de Huse. That. Right? When I went there, we decided to go swimming one day. Well, where's the pool? It's the outdoor one. There's all snow everywhere. Freezing cold. What do you mean it's the outdoor? We're not going there. We'll freeze our bits off. It's lovely once you get in. And they were right about that. Once you get in. Okay? Because when you're getting in, oh my God, it's cold. You take your clothes off in this changing room, which is not heated. It's like just a wooden shed. And then you freeze yourself. You freeze as you transfer yourself from there to the swimming pool. But you get in a swimming pool, it's too hot. Oh, it's wonderful. And of course, you get used to that heat. The trouble is, anything sticking out of the water, like your head, gets really cold. But it kind of works. So maybe you can do that and have like a put you up swimming pool type thing in the garden with no cover. Maybe a cover on the top, but you know what I mean? Not like an extra building, what it would be under, although that would be better. I've got the room in my garden for that. I could have a little pool in my garden. Now, you can have professional ones of these put in, The dearest way to do it is to have it dug in the ground. That's expensive. because you've got to dig up all the earth and then sink the thing and all this business. The cheapest way to do it is to have, like, you know, the thing above the ground. How long those things last, I do not know. Presumably, you'd have to have the heat in there on during very cold periods as well. Otherwise, the water would freeze and destroy whatever's in there. But the dear way of doing it in the ground, and you can... with the professional ones that they put in, they put a pump at the end and it blasts the water to you like a continuous wave, and you swim against that. Well, this woman on the telly tonight, she didn't have any of that. She just had this elastic band type thing around her waist. And as she pulled forward, it like stretched and stopped her going forward so she could continue to swim. Not quite the same as a swimming pool, because in a swimming pool, of course, you get to the end and you turn around. So it's kind of like a little rest, isn't it? But you wouldn't do that on there. You just keep going all the time. Very good. I shall have to look into that. Just imagine that, a little pool. Cow, dear, the boys I could have around that. Oh, can we use your pool? Yes, of course. I know, terrible, dear. Anyway, back to this story there. Yes, the programme on the telly last night, Gordon Ramsay's Bank Balance. The BBC have seen the success of The Wheel, as written by Michael Mcintyre in his own bath. And it was huge. From the first few moments of that, I liked it. And I was in. And it's got everything. Everything you could possibly want in a quiz show, it's there in The Wheel. Back, I think, in September. So I was quite excited to see a new game show, Gordon Ramsay's Bank Balance. Gordon Ramsay, he's a bit of a mouthy git, swears a lot, but he's all right. I think he's all right. Anyway, so I put it on last night. My God, horrific. Absolutely horrific. Now, Gordon does the job. He does the job all right, but there's just no entertainment. It's not funny. Really not funny. He had these two girls on, right, who did nothing but argue with each other. They were arguing all the time. The actual format is complicated, to say the least. I found it really complicated. They have to pick up these bits of weight things, like gold bars, and place them on this crisscross thing and balance it out. Right? It looks like the set of the TARDIS on Doctor Who. I kid you not. That's exactly how it looks. If you watch Doctor Who and then you see this program, you think, is that the inside of the TARDIS? Looks like that. Metal floor as well. Right? The framework of this set, which goes up, it's looking a bit like Wembley Stadium. It goes up and over like that. And in the framework, it looks like someone's got Bako foil, scrunched it up and pushed it in the framework like that. And painted it in this yellow colour. Or maybe it's metal, but the set itself is lit with this most horrendous shade of yellow. Now, yellow is probably my favourite colour. I like the colour yellow. It's bright and it's happy, like the sunshine. But the shade they've used is just horrendous. Awful. Awful. There is no catchy tune. The theme music is boring. The graphics are just awful. And there's just nothing to laugh at. And it's really drawn out. It's long and come on, get on with it for Christ's sake, you know. Is something going to happen in a moment? No. And there's clearly no audience there. It's all canned clapping and laughing, but you would have to expect that due to the virus thing going on. I thought it was awful. The main thing about it was there was no funny in there at all. There was nothing to laugh about whatsoever. I want to be entertained if I'm watching a quiz show. Bradley Walsh, yeah? Michael Mcintyre. Boring quiz shows would include that one by Ben Shepherd. He's not funny, is he? Or that little bloke, Tenable. That's another boring one. On the one on BBC One, pointless. Not very funny at all, is it? Bland and boring. What they seem to have done is kind of taken the format of Big Brother and put these contestants on there who you immediately dislike. Now, didn't see the one the night before, but that apparently was the same. They had two blokes, I don't know, two people on there. Might have been blokes or a bloke and a woman, I don't know. And they too were not very likeable. You've got to like the contestants on there. You've got to. Fortunately, I like the host, Gordon Ramsay, but it's just, you know, I don't think he tripped up at all. He was all right, but he's like too serious. Lighten up a bit, mate. Come on, give us something to smile about. And that's why I brought up the subject of quiz shows today. And the Daily Mail said Daily Mail this morning says Gordon Ramsay's primetime game show Bank Balance has been slammed. It's not just me. This is after I did my show this morning. Slammed by viewers following its lacklustre debut on Wednesday. The series, which was lambasted on social media for its annoying contestants. So this wasn't the episode I saw. This was the one night before. Annoying contestants, confusing rules and cringe-worthy banter. Kicked off with just 2.7 million viewers, being beaten by the finale of ITV rival The Bay. Now, I don't know what The Bay is. Is that a quiz show? I've never heard of The Bay. Gordon's newest game show saw two teams of contestants answer questions in an attempt to accrue gold bars, which were balanced on a seesaw in hope of winning £100,000. That's, incidentally, £100,000 of your licence-paying money. £100,000. I don't know if they won or not. And it goes on. As I just said, others were quick to compare the eye-catching gold set to the TARDIS, a famous time machine that features on BBC's Doctor Who. TV critics were similarly damning, with the Daily Mail's Christopher Stevens giving the show a 2-star rating. He says, I think it's one and done for me with Gordon Ramsay's Bank Balance, tweeted one viewer. There's no excitement, and there isn't. There's no excitement. There's no pace or the show. Everything feels laboured and takes way too long, plus the rules need changing. And it goes on. Another one wrote, I'm cringing already. Stick to cooking, Gordon. With a third adding, goodness knows how this show ever got past the pilot stage, because I don't know. Who created the show? I didn't hang around for the credits at the end. It'd be interesting to see who made it. Is it Endemol or one of those lot? They seem to make everything, don't they? Another one says, managed 12 minutes of Bank Balance before turning over. I fear that the wheel has set a new bar for TV quiz shows for me, and this has come up way short. And it goes on. Did you see it at all? Did any of you see Gordon Ramsay's Bank Balance? Perhaps you liked it. Do let us know. Send us a text, 07451 287 337, or you can use the email there, okay, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. What do you think? Did you see it? Hi to Barry Williams today. Just thought I'd send in a photo of my best mate George. He's a monster Malamute weighing in at 13 stone. What a dog! 13 stone dog. But a cuddly softy. Love the show. Watch all the family. Much love. The Dark Side 69. The Dark Side 69. I love it. Let's take a phone call. Hello, who's on the line, please? Finishing 49. Who's that?
Hi, Chris. It's Sean.
Sean? Which Sean?
Sean Crabtree.
Sean. Hello, Sean. Lovely to hear you. Sean, how are you?
I'm good. You?
Nice to hear you, sir. Are we talking about the game shows?
Yeah.
Go on. Did you see it then?
I have literally just finished filming about half an hour ago, one of the episodes.
Say that again, mate.
I've literally just finished filming it, actually.
What do you mean you're filming it?
So we've just finished filming one of Gordon Ramsay's new show's episodes.
What, you're on it?
No, I'm going to give you a bit of some little secrets, not too much because it's not aired yet.
Is it our little secret, like a teacher once said to me?
Well, I won't reveal the results of the show, but all I can say, because you brought up an interesting fact of it being a canned laughing.
Yes.
It's not canned laughing.
Is that a fact?
And it is, because I can... so basically what happens is about 10 minutes before 7, we get a video from one of the exec producers telling us the format of the show. And then dead on 7 o'clock, we watch a recording of that show. Now, what you've got to think about is this show is recorded in December.
Okay.
And so, which is okay. They film the show. But before it actually airs, they get people like me who have applied for tickets for the show, watch the show, and we have to react.
And how do you watch that?
So on my phone, we get a virtual, we get a website which we watch the show.
Is it like a Zoom type thing? Is it like a Zoom call?
Sort of like a Zoom.
Right.
And it's the same system that I use, that I film for The Voice and a few other shows that I filmed recently. But the oddest thing about this show is that we have no warm-up artists, so we're reacting almost like Gogglebox.
Okay, right. But I mean, so what have you got, a microphone there or something? How are they recording you?
So basically how we're doing it, the phone call right now, which is my headphones and my mic.
Okay.
But I said the thing about it is the show's not too bad.
Right.
I get the TARDIS look like it was a bit odd.
Did you think it looked like the TARDIS?
Straight away.
Yeah. It sticks out a mile.
I think it goes on a little bit too long. One of the exactly what you said, that they argue. Yes, I can certainly agree. One of the couples we had argued, and I'm like, really? This is a show?
Yeah.
We had another two males that I actually quite like, and I'm a bit annoyed because we actually don't see what happens because they're filming the rest of their game tomorrow. So that was like a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But it gives me the vibes of £1 Million Drop.
Right.
Channel 5.
It's interesting. I'm glad you told us this because it came across to us it came across to me like canned laughter. In actual fact, the BBC seem to do canned laughter quite well. The Americans can't do it. It's just awful, and you know it's coming off a tape. But the BBC are actually quite good at doing it. But I really thought there was no audience there. So in a way, there wasn't an audience there, but there was later on.
Yeah, and they basically had the crew cheering and whooping, which happens there, and then we add to it.
Right.
And while we're saying about BBC using canned laughing, so do ITV at the moment.
Yes.
With Dance on an Ice.
Yeah, for all the stuff there.
But The Voice is what... The Voice, Saturday Night Takeaway, that's got a live, no can laughing on.
Yeah. This is in no way running down Gordon Ramsay at all. As I say, I quite like what he does.
I love him.
I don't think it's the show for him because it's just not funny. There's nowhere the bit that I saw, there was nowhere that made me chuckle like the whole Mcintyre thing is. But maybe therefore, perhaps I shouldn't be comparing it to that.
I think it's hard because I filmed over 250 shows, and even I put on Facebook, it feels weird because I think the show needs a live audience. And it needs that audience because you don't have that atmosphere. And I think that's why it doesn't come across as good, because when people like me are watching the show and recording it and we're laughing, we're like, it don't feel right.
See, a comedian really needs an audience in front of him. It's very difficult for him to sit there and... even with our lovely drag queen friends, and they make so much effort into doing these Facebook Lives and things, it must be incredibly difficult for them to be performing, doing the song, and then not getting anything back at the end of it, like a clap or a laugh or something. And it must be the same for these people, professional people, like Michael McIntyre on the telly. Of course, Michael has got those people all around him, the celebrities. Whereas
that was really good, yeah.
It's fantastic that from the moment I saw it. But I watched this last night and I thought, please entertain me, and it just didn't. Did you?
I think.
What about the colour of it? And am I just being picky with that? It's just this awful shade of yellow. I don't know what they've tried to do with the colour of it. It's not colourful.
I don't get it. I just don't get the colouring scheme. Like, I'd actually rate this a better filming than Perfection by Nick Knowles.
Perfection, what's that?
That is a quiz show.
Right.
Because I filmed that one, I filmed The Chase, and I've now found this quiz show. And Perfection, I remember I filmed that when I was 18 years old, and I fell asleep in the studio watching it. There was none of us in the audience, and I snored.
Talking of falling asleep, you know that film Gravity, the one that won all those awards?
Oh, God, that's...
You remember? One of the most boring films ever. I took my nephew to see that when we were in Florida, 18, 19, 20, 21, about 6 years ago. And we sat there, and I sat there, there was me and him and a bloke sitting behind us. That was it in the whole cinema. This was in Great Universal, all right? So we watched this film, and after about half hour, I said, "Do you want anything?" Like, because I thought I might as well go and get myself a drink or so, a bag of crisps, because I was bored watching this film. Do you want anything? And I looked over. He had a jacket on, and he'd pulled his hood over his head and had gone asleep. I should have asked for my money back, shouldn't I? Really?
Yeah, because I think the two of the quiz shows that I've loved the most, whether watching or actually filming, one is The Chase.
Yes, Bradley Walsh.
Just fun.
Bradley Walsh, isn't it? Well, it's
and
not
it's
just
fun because you yourself are asking the questions in the studio.
Yeah.
But my favourite one, and it was the very first TV show I ever filmed, was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Was that with Chris Tarrant, that one?
Yep.
Right.
I'm not sure about the new version with that bloke, Jamie Clarkson.
Did you watch the film of it? About all the dodginess going on with this group that were trying to con out loads of money.
I loved it.
Yeah. I felt really sorry for the bloke who had come together with the idea of making the programme and this group of horrible people that were ripping it apart. I felt so sorry for him because he came across as quite genuine and he was getting the ratings, which is what ITV are all about, you know. And then this group come along and destroyed it, or tried to destroy it, didn't they?
I think it's hard. It's really horrible because, in fact, when you are in the audience and people think, like, when you do quiz shows, that it's easy. When you're at home, you think, you know the answers.
Yeah.
When you're in the studio, it is a different fact. I remember one of the fastest finger questions, and it was about a children's nursery rhyme. And it said, put the phrases in order. I couldn't even get them in the right order. And actually, I think that's what I loved about that show, is because I always used to go along with the game and go, okay, can I think of the right answers? And it is really, I like those types of quizzes where you have fun, and I was very fortunate. I remember cycling from my home to the studio because I hadn't got any money at that point, so I was going from like Stevenage to LC Studios.
How far is that?
That was 60 miles, I think, roughly.
On a bike?
On a bike. I hadn't cycled that far, ever.
Wow.
We got a free board game because it was a Christmas special, and I actually got to sit in Chris Tarrant's chair.
Oh, did you really? Gosh. Have you ever been on a quiz show?
No, but I think I hate it because I'm not that good at quizzes.
Well, neither am I. It doesn't matter. Don't matter, love. Just go on it.
But then I'm playing a game on my phone, which is Big Brother.
Right.
And they have little competitions.
Yes.
And at the moment, in the house that I'm in at the moment, it's all about horror quizzes.
Quizzes?
I thought, and I don't like horror films, but I'm getting okay with them. But
I know. What you need to do is plunge yourself in at the deep end, Sean. Go and get yourself a copy of Hostel. Once you've watched that, you will be immune to all other horror films.
I think if there was one quiz show that I'd want to do right now, it would have to be The Wheel, because it is just fabulous.
I love it. It's got everything there. Everything's there. And the tune, I can't play it, unfortunately, because that would be a copyright thing on here. But that tune, and it's so colourful. You know, there was another colourful set that we saw at Christmas time. Again, it was Bradley Walsh, Blankety Blank. Wow.
Oh, that's a good game.
How good was that? And it was, I don't know if it's coming back as a series, but it was bright and sparkly. It's got the tune and it's got comedy. We want to laugh. And that blooming Gordon Ramsay thing, there was no laughs. There was not one single laugh. Not even an attempt at giving us a laugh.
No.
Just two
Even
old bags rowing.
Even Family Fortunes. Now, that's a show I'd love to do.
Oh, yeah. Family Fortunes. Family Fortunes. Is there any other shows? I mean, you probably saw the little logo for tonight's show. We've got on there Blankety Blank, Terry Wogan, of course, no longer with. Well, none of them are. Larry Grayson, Generation Game, Bruce Forsyth, Generation Game, and I don't know if you saw the bottom right hand corner. You probably wouldn't know that one. It's The Golden Shot with Bob Monkhouse and Anne Aston in that little picture, but I think you're probably too young to know that one. And
I've heard of it.
Yeah, they are certainly quiz shows that I'd like to see back. I'd love to do something like that. I'd love to host the Generation Game. I would love to do something at that. Very unlikely. It's too late for me to try and even get anything like that now. Sort of, I'm 58 now, so that's it.
Oh, you're not old.
Oh, so old. I can barely stand up, dear.
You're 21.
Every few weeks I have a little bit of a problem with my back and that. But there's shows that I'd like to see back, all three of those, and I would watch them. Are there any quiz shows in the past that you'd like to see come back, Sean? Or ones that you liked and are not on anymore, maybe?
I actually agree with you. Actually, Generation Game is one that I actually kind of sticks right in my head.
You like that one? Did you see the Mel and Sue version?
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
Not too bad.
Oh, you liked it, did you? Yeah, okay.
But I quite like the old quizzes because I think it's all about ratings now. But back then it was all about entertainment and they just had more fun.
Yeah, I think so. I totally agree with you. It was all about having fun, and a lot of the fun has gone. And one of the reasons a lot of the fun is gone because they're frightened to say anything for upsetting anyone these days. And
it's getting worse. It's all getting PC, everything.
I've upset a few people tonight. Go on the Facebook group, We Are the Black Cab, and have a look there. I've taken offence. I can't stand the word queer. I hate it.
Oh,
I hate that word.
Oh,
you can say anything else, bender, puff, whatever. I just hate the word queer. There are certain words that sound nasty. Queer's one of them. Abortion. Sounds awful. That word, just murder.
I think
they're horrible sounding words.
It's puss for me.
I love.
It really gets up my tits, this puff.
You don't like the word puff? Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. I don't mind that one, you see. I don't mind that one.
One of the shows I liked was It's a Sin, that I loved.
Oh, wonderful, isn't it?
I cried.
Wonderful. I'm trying to get a date with Richie. I keep sending him messages on his TikTok, but he's not replying. Why is that, do you think?
I love the fact that I was watching it going, I know him. He's from years and years. And then thinking, no, it can't be. He's not an actor. Oh, my God, he is.
Yeah. He'll do well. He's in contact with Elton John now. They've had double, I don't know what you call them, double TikToks, when they're talking to each other. Yeah.
And we've just had it confirmed, and I might actually be able to do it for once because it's in September, for my birthday, obviously. But Pride's on the 11th of September in London.
What's in September?
The Pride in London.
What about it?
Yeah, it's happening.
Have you not been on one before?
I have never been to a Pride.
Oh, okay.
And I really want to.
A lot of marching around in scantily clad coloured clothes. You'll be fine, dear.
So I've joked because I put a bit of weight on. I went, oh, great. Now I'm going to have to look for a bear outfit.
A bear. Oh, just lose the weight. It's not easy, though, especially if you're not sort of doing anything,
Well, I am. I'm doing a walking challenge. I'm doing Land's End to John O'Groats.
What's that, 500
1,094 miles is the one I'm doing.
Gosh. Are you doing that with someone or with a group or what?
I'm on my own. I'm doing it all virtually. And I'm quite close to Weymouth at the moment.
Virtually? What does that mean? So, you're not going to Scotland then?
No. So I walk around my house well, not house, when I do my daily walks. So sometimes I do 3 miles. My base mark is 3 miles a day.
Yes.
Because my challenge is over a year. And that tells you if you're ahead of schedule or behind schedule. I think last week I did 10 miles in one day. I try and average about 30 miles a week, but sometimes it can be about 40, depending.
What an interesting thing that is. What's the app called, please?
It's called, let me have it. It's called Conquering Events. The Conqueror, sorry.
The what?
And then the Conqueror.
Can you spell that?
I'll send you the link.
Oh yeah, please do. I'll have a look at that because I go out. I took it upon myself to find something to do, and I go out litter picking.
I saw that.
Yeah, I go out litter picking, and I go over in the forest, and I generally do about 5 to 8 miles a day walking. I usually, when I finish my radio show at 10 o'clock, by 10:15, I've got my bag and I'm off out, and I'll fill up a bag. Maybe 2. If I can unload one bag, depending on where I am, because there's not many bins in the forest. There's like 3 of them, and they're all in the same place. What there, and there's one over there, and that's it. That's it. So once you fill the bag, you just have to come home. But I might quite like to do that and see if I can do that.
Yeah, because on this one, it costs you money. I think it's £25.
£25, dear? Oh my God!
I'll tell you why. At the end, you actually get a medal.
Right.
So it's there. So I did, and you can buy T-shirts which cost more.
Yeah.
So I did Mount Everest.
Yeah.
And out of every medal I've won, whether that's me doing my races like when I did my 10K at Silverstone, this is the heaviest medal I've ever received. That I could get a neck injury from.
Well, put that on. It might make you. It'll make you walk faster, won't it? It'll help you lose weight. That's why they've sent it to you, dear.
Yeah.
I recommend you put 10 on.
But fair, I think out of all the lockdowns, this has got me more. Like the app has actually made me walk more.
Yeah.
And like this lockdown, I think I've struggled the most to the point where I actually, because I'm more, you know me, I'm very happy. I always try and be happy.
Yes.
And I got very depressed. And I was like, I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't want to do anything. And I'm like, I've never had those thoughts. And luckily, one of my mates who goes to the gym messaged me because he knew that I was down and said, come to this call that we're doing on Friday. So I did that. And it was all about mental health awareness. And just from what he said, like doing your walks every day and doing what you're doing, like litter picking and stuff, it can help you. And
Absolutely.
It did.
Absolutely.
And it's like we found out that men very rarely talk about their mental health. And
that's right.
It be like that.
I haven't. Most of the people know here. I've suffered from bad depression before. Don't really talk about it. But the one thing that keeps it at bay is to keep busy. Keep as busy as you possibly can, and then and tire yourself out. You see, when I haven't been going to work at night, I used to go to work at night, come back, I'd be tired and go to bed and sleep. Well, we haven't been doing anything, so time's to go to bed and you can't go to sleep because you haven't done anything. So I forced myself to seek things out to do, and my thing was the walking and the litter picking, because I used to go swimming all the time. And it's also important to do something. You mustn't just sit in that armchair. Terrible thing to do. Well, I'm pleased you're doing that. It's very good.
That's why I can't wait for when lockdown comes and ends and we can all get back to normal.
Yeah.
Going to one of your events because I love your like the quizzes and stuff. They're fun.
Well, I hope that the karaoke will come back somewhere. I do hope so. It's just all a bit up in the air at the moment, and we just have to sort of hope. Really hope.
We do because like my partner's mum, she's had the vaccine. My whole family, our parents and my stepbrothers and my stepsisters have had their vaccine.
Yeah.
And me and my partner, we've done an application and we're just waiting for the phone call to help out our nearest vaccination centre.
Oh, you want to do the needling, do you?
No, I'm doing the marshalling. No, I'm not, I don't want any.
It's quite
I
a
don't
good
like
job.
needles.
If you get that needle job right, and then someone comes along and they sit down and you realise it's someone you don't like, You know, you can push that needle right hard in their arm, can't you? And feel great about it. A fascinating call. Thanks ever so much for calling in, Sean.
Thanks. It's nice to talk to you.
And thank you so much for correcting us there. I thought it was canned laughter, but clearly not. Thank you very much, Sean. Good luck with you.
Thank you, Chris.
Bye-bye, my love.
Bye.
There we are, Sean calling in there. What an interesting call. A lot of interesting points there, weren't there? Some of your text. Oh, there's a lot of text there, isn't there? Just a moment. Let me just... let's try emails first, shall we? Emails? No emails. Okay, let's do texts. And Amelia Phillips had chippy tonight for dinner. I hope you enjoyed your chips, my darling. Chips. We like them. George Bond is there. Hello to George, who says, good evening, Chris. I'm helping my next door neighbour he's got a petrol whacker. What the hell is that? A petrol whacker. What is that? Is a petrol whacker that thing that you make pavements go down? That boom, boom, boom. Is that I'm just guessing. Daniel, I'll be with you in a second, Daniel. So thank you, George. Hello to Adam La Palama. Evening to Adam La Palama, who says, I know what you mean about people being funny, Chris. The other day I found a purse stuffed full of money and cards. I've worked out that the lady must be in the supermarket and she must be Nigerian by the name on the card. So I went up to a lady and I said, sorry to trouble you, but is this your name? Said the name on your card. She said, whatever to do with you. I said, have you lost your purse? She said no. Went to the next day after the same question and she accused me of stealing it and was trying to claim a blooming reward. You try and help people, don't you? You blooming try and help people. Mike in Brighton says, maybe the guy who designed the set for Bank Balance has the same DIY handicap as you. It's awful. It's awful. I think Gordon should stick to frying eggs. There you go. He didn't like it either, so Mike's watched it. Alan Ross says, bring back 3-2-1. We met Ted Rogers. 3-2-1. We met Ted Rogers. My nan, years ago, won the Daily Mirror bingo. £145,000. It's still a lot of money, but it was a lot more money then than it is now, if you see what I mean. I wouldn't say no. If you want to drop £145,000 in my account, please feel free, Alan. Sort code 072121, account number 506256697. Did you write that down, Alan? If you just pop that in my account, that would be much appreciated. I can turn on another light now. It's a little bit dim. I can't afford to turn all the lights on anymore. That's just how it is. It's just how it is, right? And yes, so we did that. And the paper arranged for us to go and have tea at the Cafe Royale, top floor. And we're all sitting there. There's me, my nan, my mum and dad, my sister, her husband. And I think my aunt was there as well, if I remember rightly. Auntie Brenda, I think maybe. I don't know. I don't know who else was there, actually. Can't remember now. And we're sitting there, and in walks Ted Rogers. And I'm like, oh, look, Mum, there's Ted Rogers. You know, all part of the whole photograph for the paper type thing. And my nan looked up and said, who's he? 3-2-1, or whatever. 3-2-1 was good. Ridiculously cryptic calls. And the prize was a bloody dustbin. That's all they won. A dustbin. Maureen says, same as you, Chris. I was looking forward to Gordon Ramsay's quiz show. I didn't like it. 20 minutes I'd had enough. See, Maureen didn't like it. None of you liked it. None of you liked it. Fran says, Mark Jones, super chat. Have you sent a super chat there? Thank you, Mark. Hang on a minute, darling. Let's give you a little jingle, Mark. Thank you very much. Mark has sent a £2 super chat. Little tip from Mark Jones. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, darling. All right, my love. Thank you, darling. And, there's a little message from him as well there, just underneath Fran's one there. Mark Jones, big thank you for your email back this morning. It put a smile on my face. Mark is doing a little bit of I think it's, is it community radio or internet radio? Which is it? Are you FM? Not quite sure. I think you're FM, aren't you? As well as online as well. So, yeah. Thank you very much, Mark, for the tip. That's very kind of you, darling. All right. Jason says, strike it lucky and get Michael Barrymore to do it again. He's a great entertainer. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And he was sacked, wasn't he? They got rid of him. The papers hounded him to death because someone drowned in his swimming pool. And we all know the story. No one's ever said it, except me and a few others. We know the story. We don't need to have been there to realise. They had a pool party. A load of people come over. They all got drunk and probably off their heads on drunks. Someone fell in the pool and no one noticed. I'm 99.9% sure that is probably what happened. You know what these parties are like. That's exactly what happened. I'm convinced of it. Let's have a look at Mark Jones. Yes, I'll put the number up, Jones, but I've just got a call at the moment, Mark. So if you wait for this one to clear and then we'll talk to you. Daniel Woodhouse in Romford. Good evening, Daniel.
Evening, Chris.
Hello.
Yes, the quiz governor's here now.
The quiz governor. Oh, I like her. The big lady. What's her name?
Her?
What's the big lady's name? On the chase.
Oh no! I won't go. I won't go there, Chris.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I like her.
No, I'm talking about me.
Okay.
Me, who's seen every single proper quiz.
Yes.
Inside out, back to front. Before we start, Chris, because there's been a lot of argy-bargy about some people, not quite. Let's just define what a quiz actually really is. To be a quiz, it's got to have a level of intelligence in it, you see, to make you think, use your brain. Now, you can put programs like, obviously, Mastermind, Countdown, Blockbusters. You can put those in the quiz category. But programs like the Generation Game, and as Gary Rossolo said, Nightmare, they're not quizzes.
No, they're game shows.
Yeah, they fall in the game show category. They're more where it's more about luck than anything.
Yes. But
so you just can't put them in the quiz league. You see.
No, but I mean, something like, for example, The Wheel and Gordon Ramsay's Thing, you could class those both as game show quizzes, couldn't you? Because you've got to
they're probably hybrids.
You've got to answer questions to play the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas you're quite right with the Generation Game. I don't think there's questions involved, is it? No, you just play the games. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So going through them all, I mean, there's even the quizzes that. Well, I know there's some that even you don't know. I remember questioning you on this before. Crosswits.
What was it again?
That last year I'd questioned you about quiz shows, and there was loads that you didn't even know.
Go on, bring them up now.
Crosswits.
Right.
You don't know that one, do you?
No.
Well, that was where it was simply a crossword quiz, where they give there'd be 6 clues on the board.
Yeah.
You'd have to guess, and then all those clues together would link to a common theme, which would be a keyword. And then to help you guess that, there was a clue word on the screen.
Okay.
And then you get a point per letter. And then if you got the keyword as well, that was an extra 10 points.
Right.
And then keep doing all that through. And then eventually the winners then will get to play the crossfire round.
I'm with you. Yeah. Okay.
10 clues in 60 seconds.
Yeah.
And if you got them all, then you won the holiday. Then there was chain letters, which was actually the first ever ITV 9:25 in the morning quiz.
I think I kind of remember that one.
Yeah, that's where it was based on the principle of take a word, change a letter, do it again, and you've got to change. So, like just changing one letter gets you a new word, and then changing another letter in that word gets you another new word, and so on.
Yeah.
With a chain. And then there was concentration, which we never had very much over here, which was, board of 25 squares. Behind those squares are pairs of items.
Right.
And you've got to pick 2 numbers, and then remember, in other words, remember what you saw and where you saw it.
Right.
Again, that was done in 1988 with Nick Jackson, and then it come back in 1999 with Bob Carroll G's, and then just disappeared.
Yeah, okay.
Again. Mostly probably on the basis that this was the 80s, they couldn't afford the big prizes. You were lucky if you won a toaster on that.
Tell me, is the big prize important to you?
No, it's the actual. What matters in a quiz show? It's not about the prizes or the host.
Yeah.
It's the star of any quiz show is the format.
The format, okay.
Yeah, that's why like the recent lingo has gone down, because there are still people who do remember it as it was in the old days, where you got the word right. If you guess the word right, then you put your hand in this, what they call the hopper, pull out 2 bingo balls, and then, you know, oh, that's got G57, yeah, that's N48, and then you got a line across, down, or diagonally, then you won the round, and so on. But because they've done away with that, they've ruined it now, because it's just words.
Is there any of those that you'd like? I mean, I've got a list here, 3 of them that I'd love to come back. That you see, when you say it's the format, I think you could have a quiz show with a really good format with a bad host, or not necessarily a bad host, a host who they put on there and it's the wrong job for them.
Oh, yeah.
You could have that, or you could have a good host, a good format, and crap contestants.
Ah, well, yeah.
Couldn't you? You see what I mean? But
the trouble with a lot of quiz shows,
I mean, there's 3 here. Now, where would you put Bob's Full House? Is that a quiz show?
Of course it's a quiz show. Oh, yeah, definitely a quiz.
That's a quiz show, isn't it? Now, I'd love that to come back. You see, there's only one name that comes up in a lot of these that I think could possibly host, and it's always Bradley Walsh in my head. I can't think of anyone as entertaining. Now, Michael Mcintyre, I don't think he could do Bob's Full House. Every Second Counts. Do you remember that one?
Oh, yes.
I think he could do that one. It's either Bradley or Michael who can do these things. Now, when I say that Gordon Ramsay thing isn't entertaining, didn't make me laugh, that doesn't mean to say that I think all quiz shows should make me laugh. Take Mastermind. The format of that is bloke sits in a chair, people answer questions, and it's all very serious. That's fair enough. That works. But the Gordon Ramsay thing, you look at it and you're thinking, okay, this is going to be good. But I don't think it should be a serious programme. I think it's supposed to be making us laugh. And the other one, Sale of the Century.
Yes.
I'd like to see that back as well. Of course, Nicholas Parsons did that for years ago. Did you know Simon Cowell was on that as a contestant?
Oh, yes, Simon Cowell, yes, sorry, I fell in the distraction trap then. Someone's just...
Are you looking at that chat box?
I'm sorry, I've just seen
Turn the bloody chat box off. Will put you...
Who needs sleeping tablets when you've got Daniel Woodhouse?
Turn the damn chat box off. I had another email from someone yesterday who will remain nameless, who said, thank God you turned the chat box off. That's what they said. Thank God you stopped referring to that chat box all the time. It was ruining the show. That's what I kid you not. I had an email in, when you're talking to me, please talk to me. Don't look at the damn chat. You don't hear me keep cutting you off and start reading out texts. You have my full attention while you're on the phone until I get bored with you, which in your case is often very quickly.
Yeah. There is meant to be something on here, and they're turn the chat box off. I'm trying to do that. I can't.
No, just don't. Well, just turn the screen off or something.
Yeah, I'll do it like that.
Or put the phone up. Are you on a computer or a phone?
Oh, computer. Oh, yes.
No, just turn the screen off for a while we're talking.
Doing this on the phone, would you?
Don't worry about that. It's probably someone who wouldn't dream of ever calling in because they're too scared.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. If people think I'm going to send them to sleep, tell you what I'm going to do, Chris. As it's you, I think we should have a quiz now, and it's a very quick one. It's a very quick quiz.
Oh, a quick quiz.
I'm actually going to do.
Well, I would need quiz music. Can I just see if I've got royalty-free quiz music here before you start this? Are you prepared for this? Are you?
Oh yes.
The quiz. Shall we try this one? Are you standing by? Are you ready?
Aye, yes.
Right, hang on a minute. Let's epidemics and quit music albums. Here we go. You ready then? Okay,
Yes.
it's time for the quiz. I don't know what this music is like with Daniel Woodhouse. Oh no, that's crap. That is. I'm sorry.
What
Just
the
a
hell
moment.
was that?
I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with that. Let's just try something else. Quiz. No, the same thing comes up. Try that. Nope. Nope. Oh, these are nothing like quizzes, are they? Quiz music. Let's try quiz music. Nope. Quiz night. Nope.
Well,
Nothing's coming up. Trivia.
and can I do one then? Because I've actually got the theme of the game the quiz that I
No,
was
because
intending.
it's got to be copyright free. Game show. Game show. Game show. Let's try this. Oh yeah, this'll do. This'll do. Here you go. And now, boys and girls, it's time for our first ever game show with Daniel Woodhouse.
Hooray!
I hope it goes into something in a minute. Just a minute. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. And here we go. And now on United Kingdom Talk, it's the quiz of the week with Daniel Woodhouse. Yeah! Right, off you go, Daniel. What you got for me?
Hello, playmates. Right, welcome to this quiz. In this week, it's called the Pyramid Game.
The Pyramid Game, okay?
Yeah. Now, no one remembers this.
No.
Except me. Right, what I've got for you, I've got 6 categories, right?
Yes, I've got my
In
pen.
those 6 categories,
Can we
there's
get
7
everyone to get a
words.
pen ready? Get a pen ready, everyone.
Oh, you don't need a pen for this. It's all.
Oh.
It's a talking. It's all. What do you call it? Oh, oral. It's oral quiz.
Oral.
Yeah, as in it's about what I say. That's
Oh,
what I
right,
mean.
okay. Yeah, yeah.
I've got 6 categories. In those 6 categories are 7
Daniel,
words.
Daniel.
And I've got to try and get those words across to you, but without actually saying the words.
Okay.
So there's 6 categories. There's a tan called Alice,
Right.
dirty rascal,
Yeah.
goosey goosey Amanda.
Yeah.
It's actually meant to be goosey goosey gander, but I changed it for my cousin.
Right.
I haven't a pen, marks and starch,
Yes.
or wishy washy.
Wishy-washy. Okay.
Which one would you like?
Well, I'm worried. I'm wondering now if someone wants to play this with you. I think I can add someone to this
Oh, hello.
if I'm clever, but I can't do it if they call in. Is there anyone that wants to play this with Daniel? And if so, send me your phone number now and I will call you up and I'll put you together with Daniel and you can play this with Daniel rather than me. I think that would be quite exciting. Is there anyone that wants to play this with Daniel? First one who
Yeah,
texts
come on,
in,
come on.
text me with your phone number, okay?
Yeah.
And I think I can call you back and add you so you can talk to Daniel and we can hear you playing this game. That'd be a bit of fun, wouldn't it?
Yes.
While we're waiting for a message there, if you don't mind, Daniel, I'll read out a couple of these. Mike in Brighton says, do you remember Mr. and Mrs.? Of course, we remember that one, don't we? Derek Beatty, Mr. and Mrs. Border Television shared that with HTV, am I right?
Well, yeah, and people were known for cheating on it.
Were they really?
Yeah, because
Oh.
there was a little... it was exposed actually on House Party with Noel Edmonds.
Okay.
Many years, obviously, after Mr. and Mrs. finished.
I didn't know
that
that.
certain people who went on it had a thing going
Yeah.
that they do... I don't know if you call it a mnemonic or something like that. To
I thought you were going to say
three
bubonic
possible
plague then,
answers,
dear.
go for the one that's alphabetically correct, alphabetically first.
Right. Okay. Add. I'm not quite sure I can do this now. Oh, dial pad. Here we go. Hang on a minute. I'm going to try Adam the plumber. You've got your message in first there. Let's see if this works. Okay, let's try this. I don't know if this is going to work or not, so keep your fingers crossed. You still there, Daniel?
Yes.
Okay. And I think we've got Adam yet. Have we got Adam? Adam the plumber? No, not there. It says 2 in the call. Are you there, Adam? No. Unable to add participant number unavailable. Oh, maybe I've typed the wrong one in. Let me try again, Daniel. This is a bit of fun.
All right.
Where's the damn keypad gone? Add. Who did I just say? Adam, didn't I? Because Adam's not on here for some reason. I think I've got to add him first. So, sorry, gang. I'm just trying to work out how to do this now. How do I add someone to the Skype? New contact. Okay, let's try that. Oh, there he is. There's him there. Okay. Edit. Oh, there his numbers there. Is that it? Finishing? Oh, it's different number. Number change. That's why. I'm using an old number. Hang on a minute. Drop the O. Save. Okay, let's try this now. Close that. How do we add to group? Oh, it says add to group. How do I add to call? Are you eating crisps, dear?
Yeah. Cheese and onions.
Oh. I don't seem to be able to do this. I'm sorry. Oh, hang on. Maybe I've got... If I type in plumber instead of Adam, is it looking at surnames? No. Oh, how disappointing. Add to group. See, it says here there's another call there. I don't know why. Not on this call. Let's try this. I don't know if that's ringing or not. Not on this call, it says. Not on this call. Okay. Share a link for others to join. Christ, I don't know how that works.
Yeah, well, I've got that as well. Because I think I've got a feeling, Chris, it's because I initiated the call that I'd have to do it at my end.
No, I don't know. Unable to add participant. Number unavailable. I can't get it to work. 274 264. Hang on a minute. Oh, hang on. I've got the blooming number wrong. That's why. How much longer do we want to try on this? 264. Oh, that's my blooming number dyslexia thing going on there, I think. People get fed up waiting in a minute. I think we're... Oh, come on, please work. Where's Adam gone? Where's Adam the plumber? Adam the plumber, right. Let's just... I think I've got the wrong number in there, to be honest. Adam... 270... Right, that looks right. See, for some reason, I've got 2 people in this call now. For some reason, I don't know why.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, because I saw a number ending 270274. Oh, hang on, there's another one now.
I think that's ringing to him.
Good evening, Chris.
There we go. There you go.
Yeah,
Adam we've done it. We've done it. There we go. Should be easier next time. Evening, Adam.
Evening, Chris.
Evening, Adam. Right, you're playing the game show now with Daniel Woodhouse. Are you ready?
I'm ready and set.
Fabulous. Off you go, boys.
Right then, Adam, You've got a choice. You can have a tan called Alice, Dirty
Yep.
Rascal, Goosey Goosey Amanda, I Haven't a Pen, Marks and Starch, or Wishy Washy.
Let's go for wishy-washy.
Right, Wishy Washy, and that is, according to what I see, 7 words to do with panto.
Right, okay.
Right, so we have 30 seconds or thereabouts.
Oh, God.
Right, so just listen to what I say, and I'm going to try and
Yep.
describe the words to you in the best way I can. And it
Okay.
starts now. Babes in the...
Oh,
Yeah,
Hello?
panto. It's called Babes in the what?
woods.
Woods, yes. Jack and the...
Beanstalk.
Yes. Cinderella had one of these big orange things that you get at Halloween.
Pumpkin.
Oh, yes. The bloke always dresses as the old woman is the panto
Dame.
dame, yeah. The one who sits on top of the Christmas tree is the good
Fairy. Or Chris
fairy,
Riddle.
yes. The one who everyone don't like, who you might go, ooh, that is the
Baddie.
baddie,
Villain.
yes. Cinderella put this on her foot.
Slipper. Yeah.
Slipper, yeah, but what was it made of?
Oh, crystal.
No, it's like
Crystal.
crystal.
Glass.
Glass slipper, yes, and that
Glass
is it.
slipper.
Well done. I
Right.
suppose the good thing if it was a glass slipper was that you could see where you're going.
This is true.
What has he won, Daniel? What prize are you giving away tonight, dear?
He can have the Dan Woodhouse packet of frozen peas.
Well, that's good because
you
he's
like-
trying to lose a bit of weight, aren't you, my love?
Did you like the answer there, Daniel, for the Christmas, on top of the Christmas tree one?
Or the good fairy.
It was like, yeah, it was either the fairy or the Chris Reardon. One that
Oh, I
sits
must
Fairy,
have missed that
darling.
bit.
Fairy, how rude. Rude, dear.
Yes, I knew that'd be one.
Well done, Adam.
That was good fun, that was.
Did you enjoy that, darling? A little
I
quiz
did.
night tonight. Yeah, it took a while to work out how to do that. It'll probably take me just as long to work out how to do it next time. But
Yeah,
I
well, I
typed
think
in...
when it was me, Chris, I saw the two numbers come up. I have to click on them because I was the one who initiated this call, you see.
Well, I seem to have managed to have got it in there, but 'cause
There
you
we
can't-
go.
you
Anyway,
can't
boys,
see-
I'll leave you with it and enjoy the show.
All right, Adam. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Adam the plumber there. And Daniel, thank you very much. That's very kind of you to do that tonight.
Yes. So you've seen now, Chris, you can have two-way calls on this.
Oh, you
show.
can, but you don't want to do that too often. It gets very messy, dear. Very messy.
Well, yeah.
Very messy. I'm not a fan. It's like some of the YouTube shows where they have 6 people on this, or 4, even more than 2. More than 2 people. I think it looks very messy. And people are just talking at different things. It's just awful. Doesn't work for me. That being said, it's not an unpopular thing. Other people like it. It's just not
Yeah.
for me, It's like
Because I know.
kissing.
Have
it's
you
like-
heard of Barry from Watford?
I have heard that name before, yes.
Yeah, he was known for. He's obviously not real. It's an actor. The actor addicts low, but he does this thing of some bloke who's permanently 82 years old. He
Yeah.
always is. He's been 82 for like 10 years,
Yeah.
and he phones in people's radio shows. He's been known for doing it with Steve Wright and Ian Lee, and then he comes on and he gives them all these stories about what's been happening with like him and his wife Margaret. And then his sons and family, and
Is that right?
and they did with Ian Lee. They did once do blankety blanks with him. It was a similar thing to what I've just done then.
Right.
Yeah, I'll never forget when he phoned Steve Wright on the day that when Brexit was announced.
Yes.
And he said, oh, I had to tell my wife Margaret. So I run in the kitchen. I said, Margaret, guess what? We're out of Brussels. She said, oh, never mind. You have to have broccoli instead.
And on that note, Daniel, thank you very much.
All right then, Chris.
Thanks for the call. Bye-bye,
Thanks
Daniel.
a lot.
There you are. We're running our own quiz show tonight as well. It gets even better, doesn't it? Gets even better. Wow. Quiz shows. Is there any that you'd like to see back on the telly? I mentioned the ones I like. Generation Game, of course. Bob's Full House, Every Second Counts, Sale of the Century, 3 that I really used to like, and The Golden Shot. The Golden Shot never came back, did it? I think it's probably health and safety with that one. There were sort of crossbows and bolts flying around all over the studio. Is there something that you'd like to see back on the telly? 0208 144 3477 is the phone-in number. Thanks, mates, to George Bond there. And Mark Jones is calling in. Hello to you, Mark.
Hi, Chris.
Evening
How
to
are
you,
you?
sir. And how's little Mark Jones tonight?
I am absolutely fantastic.
Are you? What's the news?
Nothing. I'm just at work. I'm on my dinner break. I've had to extend it for another half an hour.
Are
I could
you,
call in and talk to you.
Care worker?
Yeah, well, I'm a support worker, dear. Care workers, white bums, we don't.
Oh,
Big
right, okay.
difference.
Yeah.
So I was calling up because what about the weakest link with
Of course, yes. I'd like to see that because she was vicious. The sad thing is...
She was a bitch.
Oh, I
Excuse me,
loved it.
French.
Didn't you love it?
I loved it, though. Yeah, I loved it.
There was one the other day I was watching this, and there was this large lady on there, and she's talking to this bloke who's a baker. And she's like, "Do you make?" I was watching it the other day on YouTube clip. She says, "So what sort of things do you bake?" "Oh, bread, cakes, that sort of thing." "Do you do Bakewell tarts?" "Yeah, we do Bakewell tarts." "Oh, do you do a lot of Bakewell tarts?" "Yeah, we do quite a few." "How many Bakewell tarts do you do in a day?" "Oh, 200. 200? Do you ever do more than that?" "Oh, sometimes, yeah, 200, 300, whatever." 300 Bakewell tarts in a day. "Yeah, that's right. That's a lot of Bakewell tarts." And then she looks straight at the fat woman and says, "Did you hear that? 300 Bakewell tarts. Just imagine that." But, you see, they wouldn't do it now. They wouldn't do it now. There was no malice in it. There was no malice in it, but they won't do it now. They won't do it. You've taken away the laughs on the telly. Why?
She's actually about 90 now.
She's... I suppose, because it's quite a while. How long ago is The Weakest Link finish?
It's got to be about 10 years.
Is it really? Gosh.
It's got to be.
Gosh, it's a long time.
Or something along them lines.
Are you looking it up, are you, my love?
No, I'm not.
What are you doing?
I've just stood up.
Oh, sorry. Is your bum gone to sleep?
It has. I've been sat here for an hour and a little bit.
What, waiting to call in? We're very busy tonight. It's just like
Very
LBC,
busy, dear.
Stacks of calls.
And-
I've got operators in the other room waiting to take calls. I've got a lot of people on hold at the moment, darling, waiting to come through. But you have my full attention at the moment, Mr. Mark Jones, my love.
Thank you. And thank you for your email back this morning.
Oh, that's
It
okay.
did make me smile.
Yeah, that's okay.
And
That's okay.
I will hold my hands up.
Yes.
I was giving Danny some grief in the chat box.
Was it
You
you?
can't see it. Well, one of them was me.
Oh, well, you're very naughty. I've just
So there's a bit
realised...
double standards there, I suppose.
Yes, it is, dear. I've just realised why I couldn't get Adam the plumber's number up first, because the first time the idiot sent his wrong number, dear. That's why. I thought it was my fault. No, you sent the wrong number in.
You just can't get the plumbers.
Oh,
Can you these
God's
days?
sake. It's just banging your head against a brick wall half the time, dear. It really is. But never mind, that's how it is.
Cheers. Right, I'm going to let you go anyway, because I've got to go and make sure people are all right and not killing other people.
Yes, please make sure they do that. Thanks, Mark, for calling in. The weakest link, then, you'd like to see back.
Yes, please.
Who would you like to host it? You can have Anne again if you want.
Yeah, Anne, or maybe Kim Woodburn. She'd be good.
Oh, yes, dear. She'd be fabulous
Just
at that,
imagine.
wouldn't she?
That'd be great.
Kim Woodburn would be fantastic. Absolutely. Thank you,
She'd
Mark.
just be a bitch in another way.
I know. Tell her, love. Bye,
Bye.
Mark. Look after those people there. Got a text in here from... sorry, I don't know who you are because you haven't put your name there. It finishes 06. And the text says, do you remember a quiz show called Lucky Ladders with the fantastic host Lenny Bennett? Yes, I do. He's no longer with us, is he? When morning TV was worth watching, I wish they would bring that back. Yeah, I do remember Lucky Ladders. Nice little tune as well it had, didn't it? Sorry, I don't know your name there. If you put your name in there, first name and surname, or first name and where you are, does, and then I can match you up to the number and you never have to put it in again. All right, my love. George is calling in. Good evening, George.
Good evening, Chris.
All right. What game shows do you miss on the telly?
The Bullseye.
Oh, of course, Bullseye. Bullseye. There's There's a documentary, a kind of like an interview with what's his name? Mike Bowen, isn't it? Bowen?
Yeah.
Bowen.
Yeah.
What's his first name? It's not Mike.
Don't know.
Jim Bowen.
Jim.
There's an interview on there, and he talks about the Bullseye, and he said when you think about it, it was the prizes they gave away were ridiculous. You know, because if you won a boat and you lived on the 13th floor of a flat, where the hell are you going to put it? You see what I mean? It's quite an interesting thing on the YouTube there. Anyway, talk to me. What you got?
I was going to ask you what you said about the whacker.
Yes, the whacker. You said you were helping someone with a whacker.
Yes, it's trying to get the pavement level before you put the slabs down.
I thought it was. That's what I said. I thought it was something like that. Yeah, I thought it was something like that. Yeah, is that what you? They must be very heavy, aren't they?
They are. Yeah.
Blimey, you must have to put your weight behind that one, my love.
It's a petrol one, so it actually takes you along.
I found an empty petrol can today over the forest. Can you believe that? A plastic petrol can, and it stank of petrol. So I had to pick that up today and bring it home, put that in my bin. Hope no one shoves a mattress there. The old house will go up, dear. Shocking. It's awful, dear. Won't take long to burn me now that I've lost all this weight. 5 pounds in a week, dear. Thank you very much. Do you know, I lost so much weight. On my way back from the forest, I actually fell down a drain. Do you know that? I fell down the slots in the drain. But I was very lucky. I was able to pull myself up because there was a used tampon just stuck at the top, and I was able to pull up myself with a little bit of string and out the top.
Yeah.
Thanks for the call, George. Cheerio. There we are, George calling in there. A man of few words. 0208 144 3477 if you want to call in any more this evening. Mike in Brighton says, I think the ladies to Ladette's series would be great at presenting The Weakest Kink, as old Anne is 76. Is she 76 now? Yeah, but she could still do it. She's had loads of work done to her face, hasn't she? She's one of the few people that have had facial work done, and it's not too bad, is it? It's true. Andy, thank you. Andy loved Lucky Ladders. Good show tonight. I'm glad you're enjoying the show tonight. Anyone else want to call in about the game shows or quiz shows? Which ones would you like to see come back, perhaps, that are not in there anymore? There's some serious ones as well. Ask the Family. That was a TV series back in the 1970s, hosted by someone called Robert Robinson. That was quite good. A bit like Mastermind, but you had 2 families there, and it was all very serious. Fabulous theme music. Ask the Family. Bum ba dum. It used to go da 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 dun, da 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 dun, da da da. Lovely theme music. 0208 144 3477. Do you want any other TV shows to come back? Do let us know. Okay. Don't forget the text number up there as well. 07451 287 337. If you want to text in at any point tonight. Gemma Collins. Could you see her hosting a chat show? Perhaps it could be food orientated, where everyone, Gemma, eats a piece of food or something like that, and Gemma spits it onto a plate and then they have to taste it and see what it's like. Something like that for Gemma. That would suit her down to the ground, wouldn't it? But she's facing a bit of a backlash at the moment. In the Daily Star, Gemma Collins looks set to risk backlash from her fans after reportedly plotting to launch her own fat-dissolving injections range. Well, that's not working very well for you, is it, my love? Are you using them yourself? Perhaps you should up the dose. Gemma Collins looks set to risk backlash from her fans after reportedly plotting to launch her own fat-dissolving injections. I don't like the sound of that. Do you? I mean, vaccines are one thing, but, you know, you can have injections for to make you go brown as well, can't you? Like a tanning injection. What's all that about? Why would you want to put something in your body that you don't absolutely have to? I mean, except for chocolate, of course, and crisps. You can. She's also going to launch her own range of collagen fillers. That's the old injections in the face, isn't it, eh? Would you have these? The Essex star, who has turned herself into a one-woman brand on the back of the ITV hit show, is said to be keen to cash in on the rising beauty market. Well, I should be in her shop every day trying to do something about my face, I think. Rather than following the likes of Kyle Jenner and bring out a lip kit or eyeshadow palette, the starlet wants to invest in injectables. A source claimed Gemma is a very astute businesswoman with a huge following. She knows that her fans trust her name, and she's now researching the beauty treatment market and hopes to bring out a range of her own collagen fillers, fat-dissolving injections and facial peels. Well, I mean, I'm sorry. If you're going to bring those things out, then you've got them. If you're bringing them out as your own brand of stuff, you've got to make it look like they're working. Haven't you? You know, when these people bring out the exercise videos and all that, who have we had over the years? The Green Goddess. Did old Vicky Beckham bring out some of those? Victoria Beckham? Did she bring out something like that? Like an exercise video? Jane Fonda workout. And when you see them on there, right, they're advertising and you do the exercises and you will look as good as they do. And they look good. They look good. They probably done a little bit of weight loss thing before they've done these things, so they look good for the video. Then you watch the video. Oh, if I do these exercises, I can look like that, and you buy the video. What about Gemma with her fat-losing injections and collagen fillers? Now look at her. Do you want to look like that? Up to you, I suppose. I can't see it. The Insider added to The Sun, this is in The Sun, Gemma wants to be a big name in the world of anti-aging. A rep for Gemma Collins declined to comment on the claims. She's now built up an empire worth £4.1 million. So, don't mean anything. There's plenty of people with a lot of money in this world. What does that mean? Nothing. Are you successful because you've got a load of money? No. You're successful if you're happy. Now, does she look happy? No. I'm not bashing her here. I'm just telling you the story. She told, and then it goes on about the Piers Morgan thing. So there you go. You'll be able to buy Gemma Collins fat-dissolving injections and Gemma Collins, this is what's been printed in the Star, and Gemma Collins collagen injections. And I would assume by looking at her, you can see what sort of results you can get for these things. Has anyone ordered them yet? Anyone on the phone at this moment trying to look for these to order? Are they doing it on Amazon? Will they arrive within 24 hours if you're on Amazon Prime? I do hope so. We can't be waiting for stuff here. Couple of texts in. George says, the person who does Winston Link. What? The person who does Winston Link looks like my mum's mum. Don't know what you're talking about there, George. Winston Link. What is that? Winston Link. Don't know what it is. Hello to Vera Taylor. Vera, I beg your pardon. Vera Taylor. Hello, Vera, darling. One of our star people at the Central Station, aren't you, my love? And she writes, double your money. Do you remember that one? Double your money? Yes. Huey Green, if I remember rightly, did that one. I think it was brought back at some point, double your money. Can't remember who else did it. It was on at the sort of same time as Opportunity Knocks, wasn't it? That sort of time, wasn't it? Again, on Thames Television. Mike in Brighton, you just reminded me of Blockbusters. There was some hot talent on that show. Yeah, when you was a schoolboy, you was watching all these other schoolboys, weren't you? Shocking, dear. Old Bob Holness, he was very popular with the young people, wasn't he? Da 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 da. Used to love that. Got another call coming here from Russ. Good evening, Russ.
Good evening, Chris. How you doing, mate?
Hi
You
to
okay?
you. Nice to hear your happy little voice as always, sir.
Thank you, mate. You
What you
said
got
to me
for me,
the other day
Russ?
when I spoke to you, because I told you I having my vaccine, told me to phone up and let you know I went on today, if you remember.
How did it go, your vaccine?
It went fine. I had the Pfizer one, and so far, touch wood, I'm touching some wood in front of me. I've had no reaction whatsoever so far.
And what time was that?
I had it at 2:30 this afternoon, Chris.
Okay. Well, I reckon you're halfway there then. If you wake up tomorrow morning and you're okay, that's probably it. It's usually a 24-hour. I mean, that's a fair time from 2:30, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7 hours. I don't think you'll have anything. What about a sore arm? Have you got anything like that?
No, not at the moment, Chris. I'm perfectly fine at the moment, mate.
Oh, that's good news, Russ. Well done. Well done. Well done.
Yeah,
Were there
but
many
we
people
told me to
there?
ring up on. We told me to ring up on today's show, and like, I went on when I told you over there, haven't I? So that's the main reason I were giving you a call, just to let you know how I went on earlier.
Right.
Because she told me to let you know how I went on, you see. So I thought, it was my sister's birthday, so I've been talking to her on Messenger earlier. So then I thought I'll give you, if you're still on, I'll give you a ring and let you know how I went on. Otherwise, I'd have called you next time you was doing the calling show.
Oh, that's excellent, my friend. Excellent. Were there many people at the place where you were having the injection?
Yeah, there were a few people there, but we just walked in, get his names, went through to personal computer, get his names again, told us which room to go to. Stood outside, so I went with my mum as well, because my mum's had it as well. And then we went in the room. I had mine first, my mum had hers second. And then we just had to wait 15 minutes afterwards, and then we could go home.
Yes, I've heard that with the Puffizer one. You've got to wait 15 minutes. I had the Astra spaceship one, so we just had it and then went home. I did come straight home rather than go for a walk, I think, just in case anything happened, but it didn't really. No. I'll tell you what, we're also talking about game shows tonight. Is there any game shows that you'd like to see brought back? Did you see the Gordon Ramsay one first? Have you seen that yet?
I've not seen that one yet.
Okay,
Chris,
get
no.
that on the iPlayer and see what you think. Is there any game shows you used to watch perhaps years ago that you'd like to see come back?
No, really, mate. I didn't used to watch that many, to be honest. As you know, I'm into my football, and mainly just watch that.
Yeah.
I mainly just used to watch that, you see.
Yeah, you're a football person. My mum, one my mum used to like was Play Your Cards Right. She loved that Friday nights. I always remember it was a Friday night at I think 8 o'clock, and I remember that because I used to be in a gang show, a scout show, and the rehearsals were Friday night, and I used to miss it because I went to the rehearsals for the gang show. So Play Your Cards Right, dun 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 dun. That one, nice.
Yeah.
All right, Russ. Well, good luck with your vaccine. I hope you don't have any side effects there.
Okay, then, Chris, just let it lay now. How I go on today, mate. That's all.
Cheerio now. Look after yourself. Bye, Russ.
And you, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye now. There we are, Russ. Another one who's had their vaccines. Go and have it, gang. Even the Queen says it now. The Queen says it now. If she says it, it must be all right, innit? Must be, dear. Must be. Andy says Gemma Collins could do a new version, You Are What You Eat. Possibly. George says, I meant the person who does the weakest link looks like my mum's mum. Does she really? Gosh, yeah, just check your spelling before you send these texts, please, gang, because it really does get very complicated trying to work out what people are saying all the blooming time. All right, my darlings, let's have a look here. What else have we got on our little list today of stuff to talk about? We're going to do that. Told you the new scows. I saw Frank Bruno on the telly today. Remember old Frank? He looks fantastic. I don't know how old he is now, actually. Someone look up how old Frank Bruno is. And he came on, I think it was Sky News, actually. I quite like the bloke who does Sky News in the morning. He's quite good. And did they have a lady on there this morning? Or they have one woman on Sunday nights or Sunday mornings on Sky. Sophie, someone on Sky News. She's right up her own arse, that one. She's another Who's the one who went abroad and got... She had a party and got caught, didn't she? So they've suspended her for 6 months, haven't they? Kay Burley, that's it. I think she's a Kay Burley wannabe. Sophie Ridgway. Sky. No, I don't like her. Don't like her at all. Don't like her. In fact, talking of breakfast things, old Naga Manchetti is a little bit in trouble. Not quite in trouble. She's upset a few people. Viewers. And Misery Guts Charlie State. Is that his name? Charlie State. Oh, he's a miserable so-and-so. And they're the pair of them. The pair of them are a little bit far up themselves. And they come across like that. But he's just such a miserable person, Charlie. Rarely smiles. Bland. Anyway, they was on this breakfast thing on like a cookery show last Saturday. I think Fran saw it, if I remember rightly. Fran saw it. It was awful. Awful. They're so self-obsessed. Well, it's in the Daily Mail today. There's been complaints. Loads of them. We love it. Love it. Naga Manchetti and star Charlie State have triggered over 100 complaints, which, I don't know, is that a lot of complaints? 100? How many people were watching that? How many tens of thousands were watching, I wonder? You know? No. Naga Manchetti and Charlie State have triggered over 100 complaints about their obnoxious, rude and self-absorbed appearance on Saturday Kitchen last weekend. I have to say, apart from Carol Kirkwood, all of that lot on the BBC Breakfast do come across as being very sure of themselves, don't you think? They're a bit up themselves. All of them are a bit up themselves. Probably the best one out of the lot is Dan Walker. I quite like him. He's a bit more normal, shall I say. He's a bit more down to earth. This lot just look like they're being sat there and doing what they're told to do. Dan comes across as a little bit more friendly, shall we say. Friendly. I don't think I would want to talk to Charlie. Really. Not really. Anyway, the story in the Daily Mail goes on. BBC Breakfast journalists were guest stars on the cookery show, which is presented by Matt Tebbett. I don't know who that is. And featured guest chef Yotam Ottolenghi, which sounds a little bit Japanesey name, doesn't it, that one? I don't know where he's from. Filming descended into chaos when the pair were accused of rudeness and appalling cringeworthy behaviour, with more than 100 viewers lodging official complaints. Now, I managed to catch about 2 minutes of this. I didn't like it. Didn't like it straight away. It says, during the show, Matt asked the duo how they'd turn off from the news due to the upsetting bulletins they deliver every day. And I've been saying this for ages. There's nothing to smile about. They give us no happy stories. Their idea of a happy story, no disrespect to anyone who's disabled, is to bring on someone in a wheelchair and tell us that they've just walked 10,000 miles. Or not walked, rolled. What do you say? Rolled? Someone in a wheelchair and they've just rolled 10,000 miles. Oh, is that a happy story? No, it's not. Give us something to smile about and something to laugh. But they don't. It's depressing. Talking interviews that are just so against whoever they're interviewing. It's always negative all the time. And there's no interview that says, oh, and I see that you've managed to inoculate, what is it now, 18 million? And you've inoculated 18 million people. That's really good, Mr. Whoever. Well done on that. No, there's none of that. It's only negative things. And they're constantly trying to trip up whoever they're interviewing. But all the stories are depressing. I'll have a plane has crashed. It'll be a plane has crashed. Several thousand people have died of COVID. There's been a child killed under a car. A mountain has exploded, killing all the people in the village in Etna or wherever it is in the world. And you're like, right, okay. Where's the happy story? There isn't one. The pair of them. Or not just them two, the others as well. Anyway, during the show, Matt asked how they turn off from the news due to the upsetting bulletins. However, Naga and Charlie responded with jeers about the depressing nature of the question. Naga spoke into the camera to say, if you want to switch off the news, don't watch Saturday Kitchen, while Charlie forced Matt to show his questions. A pair of them are just trying to be funny. The two of them then sat there mocking his pre-prepared questions, leaving Matt begging the duo to concentrate due to pressing time limits on the live show. Continuing to read from his cue card, Naga said this is where Matt's mind goes when he's preparing his questions. Any standout moments, she went on to make a crude snoring sound and roll her eyes. How blooming rude. Trying to be funny, you see. She's very beautiful, Naga. Very beautiful. But that don't mean you're not so far up your own arse, my love. You and that Charlie. Awful. I stopped watching. I flick over now. Channel. Oh, sod it. YouTube, Judge Rinder. Ha! Or Dragon's Den. I'd rather sit there being amused and watching the crap that you're churning out. I don't care if the news. Give us something to smile about. A statement from the BBC, and then I won't even read the statement from the BBC, which would be just so full of self-righteousness, wouldn't it, eh? And all that business going on. Couple of texts here. Adam says he phoned up the vaccine line yesterday. Good afternoon, vaccine line. Can I help you with your inquiry? Is that what you did? To see you when I get mine done. I've still got a few weeks to wait. So poor Adam's still waiting for his vaccine thing there. Aren't you, my love? Mike in Brighton, you have made your show longer. 2 hours is not... You need to make your show longer. 2 hours is not enough. Don't forget the puppy name. We have the puppy name tonight. Yes, we do. We've got the chosen puppy name. Any idea what it might be? Good evening to Mick Davenport. I remember Runaround with the late Mike Reed. Oh, that was good, Mick. Are you ready? 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Do you remember that? 3, 3, 3, 3. And they'd all... Now, I had a problem with my echo unit earlier. Is it that one? 3. That's it, yeah. I was doing my radio show this morning and something went wrong with the echo and it was so echoing you couldn't understand what I was saying. So there it was. Run around now! And they all used to run around and then a light would come on, wouldn't it? And it would go, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, like that, wouldn't there? And everyone who wasn't was it everyone who wasn't on the 2 had to get off? Or everyone who was on the 2 used to have to get off? Yeah, that was great, Mike Reed. He was a good entertainer, weren't he? I enjoyed him as well. Fran says that's why I don't watch the news. It just stresses me out, so I'm glad you suggested Reach on air. Yeah. I mean, that's where I would do a longer show. I would do 2 hours on Reach, but it's not available at the moment. There's too many people on there at the moment. That might change when people start going back to work and all the rest of it might. Anyway, gang, we've got an email here. Oh, good evening to Michael Pullman. Hello to Michael this evening. Sorry, Michael. I think you sent that in a while ago, didn't you? Oh, 9:15 you sent that in. Hello to Michael Pullman, who's joining us tonight. Hello, my darling. Let me just check the other things there. There's Mick's. Why have you gone into spam? Let me make that not happen again. Thank you. Good. Okay. Got an email here from the lovely Glenda. As you know, she's got a new dog and she wants a name for it. Are you ready? If you didn't see this on Wednesday, it's time for Cute Puppy Alert. Oh, look. Oh, Cute Puppy Alert. Wood, 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 wood. Yes, Cute Puppy Alert. There you go. Isn't it lovely? And we had a selection of names for you to choose from. And Glenda writes in. Thank you, Glenda. Hi, Chris. Between the names I sent you, our top pick, so you chose it as well. She asked other people as well. Our top pick was Brooklyn. Brooklyn. When you said the name you would choose, I knew that was the name of our dog. So there we are. And she says, Now I can say my friends from the UK helped us name her. Her AKC registered name, I don't know what that is, AKC. Anyone know what that is? Her AKC registered name will be Brooklyn Rain. Oh, Brooklyn Rain. Do you want to have another look? You want another look at Puppy, don't you? Here he is. There we are. Have a little look at Puppy there. Bless him. Okay? And she goes on to say, I also wanted to let you know how happy your shows make me feel. Good. I'm glad they do. It's only a little bit of fun. That's all it is. I look forward to them. Thank you very much. And she wishes us all the blessings in the world. Isn't that nice? It's very nice. Any more last texts tonight? Send them through now, gang. 07451 287 337. Phone lines are now closed. You can't call in. If you call in now, my darlings, it goes straight to an answer phone, all right? Just let you know that. But you can still text in 07451 287 337. So Brooklyn Rain is the name of new little puppy. Oh, who wants a puppy? I've got a ginger cat that comes and sees me, as you well know. Find his own way, don't need a cat flap, comes in through the top window. Jumps up there. All right. Finally, on the show tonight, because we've, nearly 2 hours. It's gone quick, hasn't it? Finally on the show tonight, how much would you pay for a pair of jeans? I have paid, in the past, £200 for a pair of jeans. I know that's shocking, isn't it? I have. I've paid £200 for a pair of jeans. Would I pay any more than that? Absolutely not. Would I pay £200 again? Probably not. I don't think so. I got a really weird shape. I needed some sort of stretchy material. And it was my mate said, go to Selfridges, they'll sort you out. So I did. And very good shop assistant in there, foreign bloke called George, lovely chap. He said, there you go, try those on. And this is when I'd lost the weight, you see. This is the first time I'd done the Slimming World. And I was 14 stone and I got down to 12. Right? And I was in there, okay, let's try size 34. So he gave me a size 34 and I went in this little room. I said, how are they? So I've come out again. It's 200 quid these were. But tax deductible because I was going to buy them for work, you see. Stage clothing, that one goes down. I said, oh, they're all right. I said, they're not quite fitting around my bum. That's where the problem is. They kind of hang down a bit there. Excuse me, let's just get comfortable here. Put my foot under there. I know I move around a lot on the chair. That's why I couldn't read the news. I'd be fidgeting all the time. And crying when we get the sad stories. So he said, I'll get you a 32. I said, you must be joking. They won't do up. He said, believe me, try a 32. Threw me a size 32 waist jeans. A couple of years ago now. And they blooming well fitted. I couldn't believe it. I was over the moon. Because I never thought I'd be a 32 waist again. But I was. 32 waist. So the maximum I ever paid was 200 quid. What would you pay for a pair of jeans? And I'll tell you why, there's a story in a Daily Star about Victoria Beckham. Now, she's got this clothing thing, and I believe it's made an awful lot of loss. People aren't buying the stuff. I wonder why that is. £700 for a pair of flares. Are you for real? Why? Because it says Victoria Beckham on the leg. That's why. You're too bleeding expensive, love. £700 for a pair of jeans? You tell the fellas watching this programme there how many gadgets they can buy for that. Or games of football to go and watch. £700 flares. If she says flares are back in fashion and Victoria hopes to cash in, she's flogging jeans with monster turn-ups for a whopping 390 pairs, voluminous bright green trousers for £690 and patchwork denim for £450. That's why you're not selling them, love. You're too expensive. Victoria said her new collection, the Spring-Summer 2021 collection, is rooted in reality. There's nothing real about paying £700 for a pair of flares, love. God. It's rooted in reality, in life and in living. but it's a dream inspired by reality. There's strong tailoring, sharp colour, a modernity. I've never heard that word before. Fluid jersey dresses with keyhole cutouts sit alongside 70s inspired tailoring with wide lapels and elongated hems. Denim is high-waisted and wide-legged, pairing effortlessly with soft shirting and colourful knits. What would you pay for a pair of jeans? Wow. £700 hers are. You get cheaper ones. Oh, wow, $390. Oh, I'll have 2 pairs. She's off her head. That's why it's not making it. That's why you're making a loss. Why doesn't anyone tell her that? Her stuff's too dear. That's why she ain't selling it. Christ almighty. Anyway, no one's answered that question, so I'm going to go. I'm going to stamp my feet and go, because no one's answered. Why have I sat here and bothered for 2 hours? Mike says, brilliant show tonight. Thank you. Do you remember Screen Test? Michael, he also did Tomorrow's World, didn't he? Michael someone. I'll try and get that bed. We might play that on the radio show on Monday night, okay? Screen Test. Let's have a look there. Screen Test. Michael. Wonder what he's doing now. There he is. Gosh. First episode, November 1970. Last episode, December 1984. 14 years that. Michael Rodd, that was it. Michael Rodd. It was also hosted by Brian Truman, which I don't remember, and Mark Curry. But I only remember Michael Rodd doing it. It was a great little theme song, wasn't it? Da 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 da. And George says, "Can you remember blankety blank?" Absolutely. Ba 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 ba. Blankety blank, blankety blank, boom boom, blankety blank. Love the theme tune. Lovely theme tune. Great set, great host, great theme tune, great contestants, great celebrities. You've got to have a lot working in this stuff to make something work, I think. Anyway, thanks so much for joining us on the show tonight, boys and girls. Do I have my music? Here, there it is. There it is. Here it is. That's it for the show today. Thanks so much for joining us. We've got another chat show for you on Monday night at 8 o'clock, okay? Monday night, 8 o'clock is our next chat show. Bingo, Sunday night, 8 o'clock. That's on a different channel, okay? There it is. Bingo, Sunday night, 8 o'clock. If you want to play and you're not on the list, send me an email. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, or you can text if you want with your email address and I will add you onto the system. Thanks for joining us on this Friday night. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night and I'll see you again very soon. Cheerio now.